We all have times in life when we run. We run from the ones we love. We run from our potential. We run from the lives we knew. We run from God. Sometimes we run without even realizing we're running until we end up in a place that we don't know where we are. We're lost, completely and totally lost, wondering, is there any way to get back? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Can I go back? Jesus tells these three parables about lost things in Luke chapter 15. And in all three of the parables, the owner of the lost thing is so excited to be getting that lost thing back. And that's great if you're the owner, but what if you're the thing that's lost? And that's where Jesus' most famous parable comes in. The parable of the prodigal son. It's this story about a son who has this very wealthy father. So he goes up to his father and basically says, "Can I have my inheritance now?" Which is his way of saying, "I wish you were dead, but you're not dying fast enough, so if you could just give me my inheritance now, I want to do what I want with it." And so he takes the money from the father and he goes off, burns the bridges with his family, with his friends, with his old life, and he begins to run. And he goes off and he starts to squander the money in all kinds of wild, licentious living. And then one day the money's gone. He's broke. He's sitting in the bottom of a pig trough feeding pigs. And he's so hungry that he wishes he could actually kneel down with the pigs and eat the slop they're eating. And in that moment, he realizes that he's run so far, he's completely and totally lost. And he begins to think of home. And he wonders if he could just go back and be a servant, because even the servants have lived better than he's living right now. So he decides, I'm going to try. So he starts making the journey back, the whole way asking himself, have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? What will I say to my father? As he gets closer and closer to the house, he sees a man on the porch. And the man looks out and sees his son walking up. And as he's walking up to the gate, he sees his father get up and begin to sprint towards him. Before his son even has a chance to say anything, his father's got his arms wrapped around him and tears in his eyes. He's looking at him. His son is saying, "I'm sorry. I've gone so far. I've sinned against you." And before he can even say, "Let me be a servant," his father is crying out to his servants, "Bring the best robe, bring a ring, kill the fattened calf, because my son was lost, and now he's found." Have you ever asked yourself the question, can I go back? Jesus tells that story so that we will know, no matter how far we've run from God, no matter where we've ended up, if we're sitting there in a place where we're going, how did I end up here? Can I ever go back? Jesus is saying God is waiting right there telling you, just come home. Just come back to me. Have I gone too far? Jesus looks and says, no, just come